As educators, you know the signs and cues to determine if students are understanding what is being taught in the classroom. But how do you gauge that same level of understanding with remote learning, and in particular, the videos you are creating? Knowledge checks in a video lesson can be as simple as posing a question, leaving a short period of silence, then continuing the lesson. However, this option does not provide you with the same feedback you would typically get in the classroom. In this video, we'll explore several types of questions to check for understanding, how to add them through a video lesson using Camtasia, and still receive feedback from students. It's important to know that quizzing is an interactive feature, so it requires the TechSmith Smart Player to function correctly. I'll cover more about the TechSmith Smart Player later in this video. To get started, consider the objectives of your lesson and create questions you'd like to ask. Camtasia supports multiple choice, fill in the blank, true or false, and short answer questions. Some short answer questions to use as a knowledge check in a video may include: tell me one thing you learned, summarize the 3 topics that were just discussed, or ask them to tell you what they want to learn more about after watching your lesson. Create a quick quiz of the content that was just covered using multiple choice or fill in the blank. Now that your questions are ready, think about the feedback you would like to provide for the questions that have a right or wrong answer. For example, you have the option to provide feedback for both correct and incorrect answers. You also have the option to either allow the student to continue viewing the video from that point on, send the student to a web page where they can learn more, or jump to a point in the video to either rewatch or skip content, depending on how they answered the question. Your questions and feedback are now ready. Let's add a couple questions to our video lesson. Import the recording of your lesson into Camtasia and drag it to the timeline. To add a question, choose Interactivity from the Tools panel and select one of the options. I'll select Add Quiz to Timeline, which allows me to move the question around to any point in the video. Now that I've added one question, quizzing mode is turned on, and I can quickly add more questions by clicking on the quiz track above the media or the timeline. With the quiz selected, add questions and modify quiz options in the Properties panel. By default, the Quiz tab is open with a blank question already added to help you get started. Choose the question type, enter the question text, along with the answers to the question. Set the correct answer. And here is where you give viewers feedback depending on whether they get the question right or wrong, and decide whether they should continue on, go to a URL, or jump to a time in the video. To add additional questions to a quiz, click Add Question. When finished, click this button to preview the quiz. Now you're ready to share the video. There are 3 simple ways to share your video with the TechSmith Smart Player. One is to upload the video to screencast.com or nomia.com, which use the Smart Player for all videos. 2. Host a video on your own website and upload the Smart Player. 3. Upload a video and quiz as a SCORM package to a SCORM-compliant LMS. At the end of each day, you'll receive an email that includes the results after students have completed the questions, if there are new results to report. Results can also be viewed online at results.techsmith.com. For more details on exporting a video with the TechSmith Smart Player, check out our Quizzing and Surveys tutorial. Thanks for watching.